and praise the Lord. How are you doing? This is Reverend Joyce Kariuki, and I want to welcome you to my channel where I get to share with you messages that are inspiring, messages that are transforming, messages that will help you be everything that God created for you to be. There's a lot that you can find on my channel, and this time I want to begin a series of how we can store our vegetables so that they can last us longer. You know, there are times in a season when some kind of a vegetable is plenty in the season and you have so much, maybe in your house, somebody visits you and there's so much they bring to you, or even in the market there is an abundance of a particular vegetable. The prices are very good and you want to buy a lot. But now the biggest challenge usually when you bring these vegetables home is then you don't know how to store them for long, because in a few days some of them start withering and you can no longer use them. So we are going to begin a series where we'll be looking at different kind of vegetables and how we can store them longer. My choice of method of storing them longer is to freeze them, because let me tell you, once you have frozen some vegetable or even food, then you can store it even for months. In this series I will not be getting into the details of now what happens, just to teach you some very simple steps or methods of how you can take like a carrot, a tomato, a gourget, whatever it is, and a sukuma wiki, a spinach, and just store it longer. So that is what I'll be sharing with you. I am a fan of freezing everything. I think I freeze everything. Maybe just ugali is what I have not frozen. I have frozen carrots. These are carrots that I have frozen. I actually have some here that I froze in March of 2020. We are in September. These have been in the freezer since March of 2020. March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 7 months. These have been frozen for 7 months. I freeze my arrowroots. Yeah, these are arrowroots and domas. These I don't know have been here for how long. I freeze all my kienyeji traditional vegetables. I freeze them. So these are kundes. These are kundes that I have frozen. I froze in April. In April is when I froze these. And I also freeze cabbages. These are cabbages that I have frozen. And I also freeze my spinach. I freeze my danias. They are all in the freezer. These are cowpeas. Not cowpeas, I'm sorry. These are peas, minjis, that I have frozen. I freeze pumpkins. These are pumpkins. I have boiled them and frozen. So I just take them out when I want to make some soup, pumpkin soup. I just take a portion like this and make my soup. Me and my husband, we love githeri, so I cook a lot of githeri in a big sufuria, and then I freeze. I freeze my githeri, and I store it in portions that I can just take out one portion and use. I freeze my fish. I buy a lot of fish, clean it up and all that, and then I store it. I freeze it. This I froze in July 28th. So that is something else I also do. I make sure I mark the dates. What haven't I shown you? I have so much stuff in the freezer. It could have filled my table, but I have so much that I have frozen. And so we'll be looking at how we can freeze our vegetables so that they can last us longer. So welcome. Take some notes, learn, go practice, and you'll thank me later on. So we have spoken about freezing of vegetables, and today I want to just take one vegetable and show you how I freeze it. I had told you earlier that I do freeze my carrots. These are my carrots, and I want to show you how you can do that. Very simple, very simple. Right now I had a harvest of an abundant harvest of carrots, although I'm also doing it commercially, but you know, I was left with so much so much of this, and I thought, well, I'll you know, prepare them and freeze them so that I can also have some that I can use probably for the rest of the year. So I'll be showing you how you can take carrots like this and freeze them so that they can last you even 6 to 7 months, like this has lasted me since March of 2020. So welcome, and let's begin and see how we go about that. So the first thing you want to do is, when you bring your carrots from the shamba or when you bring them from the market, is just to give them a clean wash. And normally I have a dedicated something to clean my vegetables. So just make sure you clean them all up, and then we'll use a grater, you know, just to peel them out, and then we'll move on to the next step. So just give them a good clean. And we are ready for the next step. So we've cut up our cubes here, our carrot cubes, and now we want to do what we call blanching. And blanching is just putting them to, you know, letting them boil for a few minutes in hot water, and then you remove them. So it's an easy step, but what we will do also, we'll add some salt. As you know, salt is a preservative, so it just helps in the, you know, prolonging the life of the carrots. So just add a good spoonful. Again, depends with the amount of carrots that you want to blanch, but for me these are not many, so I'll just do like a teaspoon, a tablespoon, and then just put your carrots in there. And let them, bring them to a boil for probably about 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes, 2 minutes once they start boiling, and then we'll remove them and take them to the next step. So I'll just get them covered up here, increase my heat just to speed up the process. So my carrots have boiled for about 2 minutes. So what I'll need now to do is to drain them out. Okay, you scoop everything, so drain them out, and you can always use that water. They carry a lot of nutrients. And then what I normally do is just now put them in water, freezing cold water, but you can use cold water, and the essence of the cold water is to stop the cooking process. You don't want these carrots to continue to cook once you put them in the freezer. So that is the reason why you put them, come on, there, in freezing cold water. and stop cooking. Okay, so we are almost coming now to the end of the process. It's pretty simple once you get a hang of it, and I think now they are cool. So once again, just drain out this water. And you know, now you can feel they're even not as hot. Okay, so now the next thing you want to do is take a tray like this and line it up with some kitchen towels, because what we want to do now is to drain, to ensure that we have drained all the water in the carrots. Spread them out. Spread them out on this tray, and then kind of just give them a pat so that the water this thing is magic. I buy a lot of it in my kitchen, so just kind of pat them. Water is a big enemy when it comes to storing your vegetables. You want to ensure there is no water. Actually, when you freeze your danias, and I'll be showing all that, and spinach and cabbages, you always line up your containers with these kitchen towels so that they can absorb all the water. So once you've done that, then we are ready to transfer them to our Ziploc bags. You can use these Ziploc bags. They are available, you know, in the market. I have some fancier ones. I had bought some place earlier on, but you know, they freeze just as well. But you can use any Ziploc bag that is available. Now, I've seen some people do something different from what I do. There are people who will, as they are now, they'll put them in the freezer and let them freeze sort of individually, and then once they are frozen like an hour or two, then they'll transfer them to the Ziploc bags. And I get why, because let me just show you, but any method will work as well. So remove your kitchen towel. I want to believe your hands are clean, and just transfer them. I'll be telling you why they would freeze them, you know, on a tray. When you put them here, you want to ensure you remove all the air, so no air, and we are good to put them in the freezer. Now, the reason why people would freeze them separately is so that once they transfer them on this bag, you know, the individual carrot has been frozen and they'll not mash up together. You know, like if I was to freeze them this way, then they'll all mash up together like a big hard stone, and it will become very difficult when you want to cook. But for me, what I do, rather than put the whole tray in the freezer, when I go to freeze them, then I just ensure they are kind of flat. You see that? So I'll just freeze them this way, you know, in the freezer, and you can just pile them up in the fridge. And once they are frozen, even when you turn them, you know, upright, then they'll be fine. So I guess that is it for now. So these are ready to go in the freezer, and you can do this with as many carrots as possible. Once they are in the freezer, then they'll be there for the next who knows how many months. Just like I said, these were carrots that I had earlier prepared. I think you can see what I'm saying, mashing up like a stone. This is the only challenge there is when you do that, but it's not a big deal. Once you take a spoon and kind of hit them up, you know, when you can see, they just come off easily. So not a big deal, they'll still come off. So these are now, these I did yesterday. So there is this, but remember there was also this that I told you I froze in March of this year, which is 7 months in the freezer. So I hope you've learned something. So that's it. easy steps that you can follow from your home, and I want to believe that you have learned something. Go out to the market, grab yourself a debe of carrots, come and do the simple steps that I have shared, and let me know how it works for you. If you have benefited from this video, please just share it with your friends and hit that subscribe button so that next time, you never know what video I'll be uploading, what vegetable I'll be showing you how to freeze. So make sure you hit that notification bell also, so that when I upload, then you can be notified. Otherwise, God bless you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Amen. Thank you.